Guys, I have to be quick. Technoblade's agents are coming for me and I don't know how long I have. I'm going to expose that pedophile scum before I am captured and sent back to that place. So here is the story. I used to be a Technoblade fan. I had merch and was really excited to learn that he was actually from a nearby city. When he announced his cancer diagnosis, I was heartbroken. So I wanted to be with him and to let him know that we care. So I set out to his house. I won't tell how I found his address. I don't want others to fall into his trap. When I arrived to the address, I found it to be an old slaughterhouse for pigs. The property was in the middle of nowhere, just miles outside of town. I got off the bus and made my way to the house. I was confused at first but realized that it made sense as he was a pig on Minecraft and so he must have experience with them. I'm a vegan, but for my Technoblade it didn't matter. I knocked on the door and was greeted by a middle-aged man who introduced himself as Techno's butler. Odd that he would be living in a slaughterhouse, but I didn't care. I was led inside and just as I stepped in I felt a heavy object hit the back of my head and I went out cold. When I awoke I was strapped to the machinery in the slaughterhouse. I immediately noticed the other children in the same position as me. There were 6 of us in total and I was the very last in line. Just then a creature stepped out from the shadows. This thing was a man, or at least had the shape of one. His body was that of pale pink skin and the face. My God, his face. His face was that of a pig. Snout and ears and all. He introduced himself as Technoblade and said that he faked his cancer to get attention from fans, and that the most loyal would find him and be eaten. He explained that all who are eaten join the Technoblade hive and become one with him. I didn't want to be eaten, so I started to struggle with the bindings. I realized that mine was loose and with enough force I could be jiggled off. However, before I could begin to struggle, the machinery whizzed to life, and we began to move closer to the grinder. One by one, children began to scream in fear. They pleaded to Techno, they cried to be set free. But all we heard in response was the squeals of that fat pig. Knowing his next meal was being prepared, I quickly acted on instinct. I jimmied the restraints but found them tighter than anticipated. I heard the screams of the first child falling into the grinder. The cry of pain was deafening for just a moment, then just the hum of meat being pushed through the machine. The next child fell and the third and fourth. I was nearly done. Just then the 5th child fell and my restraints broke apart. I fell to the floor and began to run. Techno was too slow to catch me as I jumped through the window and ran down the street. The bus that had dropped me off had long left, and I had to keep running. They found me wandering town crying for help. The official story is that I ran away to be with my idol but ended almost being abducted. They never searched the property. I doubt they believed I was almost killed. My parents never really cared much for me and so didn't notice I was gone until the police called. I was in the local police office waiting for my mom to come pick me up. It had been 5 hours but no one had come. My mom only lives 45 minutes away and she stays at home most days. I was about to fall asleep when I saw the butler. He had just walked in the station and was talking to the receptionist. The woman pointed to me and the butler began to make his way to me. I panicked and barricaded myself in the computer room. I'm typing this on the only unlocked PC I found. The police are asking me to come out and meet my mother, but I know they are lying. I won't come out, not even if Technoblade himself was there. Oh God.